everyone, and welcome to Love Qualified, a ministry that is dedicated to encouraging others to experience the sovereign love of the one true God who has qualified us to be his beloved ones. My name is Joanny, and I am the author of the 30-day poetry devotional called Outpourings of a Beloved Heart, and the young adult contemporary Christian romance novel called The One Who Knows Me. Today I'm going to be talking all about why I decided to independently publish my first novel. So if you'd like to know why I decided to do this, then keep watching. First of all, before we go any further, if you are a lover of Christian fiction, particularly Christian romance, then you would love to check out my novel, The One Who Knows Me. It's all about faith and mental health, follows diverse characters, and it tackles lots and lots of Christ-centered relationships and friendships, and it's a beautiful book, a beautiful story. I would love for you to check it out, and if you do decide to check it out, let me know. Yeah, just a simple plug there. So back to the video. So I started writing The One Who Knows Me in September 2017, and in 2019 I sent it to my first round of beta readers, got some feedback, edited it, and towards the end of 2019 and early 2020 I actually started preparing to query agents. I think at some point I entered a pitch contest. I think March 2020 I entered a Twitter pitch contest on Twitter, and there was the founder of this small Christian publication house, like a small printing press, who was interested in my pitch, and I had a phone call with her twice actually. She gave me some really useful feedback about my first couple of chapters, and I was able to implement that, and it really helped me. I thought she was going to offer representation or offer to publish my novel, but she didn't. So yeah, I was a bit discouraged about that. So then I went on and queried an editor after she liked my pitch on Twitter when I did the faith pitch contest, which is a pitch Twitter pitch contest for faith-based or Christian fiction writers. One of the editors liked my pitch, so I went on and I queried her, and after like a week or so she rejected me, saying that she didn't think that my work was the right fit for her, which was a shame because actually I read her manuscript wish list and I thought that my book and my future books really did fit what she was looking for, but unfortunately she said that's not what she was looking for. So yeah, and then I also sent another query to another agent, a literary agent, but I think at that time they were getting really close to like the end of their querying season, so I just met the deadline. I think they were closing to queries on the 1st of September 2020, and then I squeezed in my query. I think I sent a query to them on like the 30th or 31st of August, and then something happened after that, and they thought that I sent my query after the 1st, and so they said, oh, we're close to queries at this time or whatnot, so they didn't look at my work any further. Anyway, after that, I think in the summer of 2020, I got an idea for a second book in the series. So this book, The One Who Knows Me, is a standalone novel, but it's going to be in a 3-book series called the Sovereign Love series. It's going to be made up of 3 standalones. You're going to see the same characters, but each book would follow different characters. And so when I got the idea for the series for the second book, I just had to write it. I wrote it for NaNoWriMo 2020, and that is the book that will be coming out this year, so this May 2022. It's called The One Who Loves Me, and subscribe if you want to see my journey to publishing this second book in the series. Anyway, I came up with that idea August of 2020. I know that I've heard a lot of authors saying that if you're going to query, it's always better to query a standalone rather than querying a series because it's harder to sell a series. It's always better to query a standalone, and then if your publisher wants to publish it as a series, then you can have a series potential. But with this book, when I had the idea for book 2, I could not separate the two. I was like, what's the point of querying just one when I know that the second book has to go with it, that you can't separate them. I can't query the second book as a separate book because it's set in the same world. Yeah, they're very interconnected, so I could not separate the two. So And I also know that self-published authors or independently published authors do really well with selling series, like books in the series, because obviously their readers can continue reading and reading and reading their work. So when I was absolutely certain, that I was definitely going to publish book 2 as well, in November 2020 I had an idea for book 3, which followed another character. That's when I was like, do you know what, I think I have to do this on my own, because then not only do I have a second book with this book, I have a third book idea as well, which I feel like they will all go together, and a trilogy sounds like, perfect number. So I decided to start leaning more towards self-publishing. And I was confused for a long time. I talked through it with family, friends, loved ones, and I prayed about it for a while, and I feel like I was starting to become more peaceful with the idea of taking the risk and taking the chance and pursuing independent publishing for my first novel. Now the second reason why I sort of leaned more to one other thing that pushed me more towards independently publishing my first novel is because I had done it before. Like, this is my first novel, but it's not my first book. Okay, I independently published a poetry devotional. It's called Outpourings of Beloved Hearts, like I said, in 2018. And I was still at university then. I had no idea what I was doing with my life at that time. I just had an idea. God gave me an idea. I ran with it, and I published it. I learned the nooks and crooks of self-publishing all on my own, and I was able to do that. So from 2018 to 2020 and 2021, in those 2 to 3 years, I had learned so much about the business side of publishing. I had learned so much about marketing. I had learned so much about writing, about the writing craft. I'd grown so much as a writer, and I'd grown so much in like maturity, actually, the way I think about things, the way I handle things, and I was able to approach it more from a business side of things rather than the way I approached it in 2018, where I was just like, let me just publish this and see how it goes. I feel like my mindset in 2021 was a lot different, and I was very, very intentional about turning this passion that God has given me into a business and actually making money out of it, with God's help, of course. So yeah, that was the second reason. I was like, I had done this before, so I was very confident that I could do it again, and even better the second time round, because I'd learned so much. So that was one of the reasons that actually pushed me towards independently publishing The One Who Knows Me. The third reason that sort of encouraged me more towards self-publishing or independent publishing is that I couldn't wait any longer. You guys do know that before you want to traditionally publish a novel, you have to get a literary agent first of all, which I tried. Yes, I didn't try. I only queried 2 agents, or I only tried like 3 times. So I didn't try hard enough. But you know that you have to get an agent, and then after that you have to get a book deal, and then even after you get a book deal, it takes like a year to 1 to 2 years before your book will actually be published. And to be honest, I was tired of holding on to this story. I just wanted to put it out in the world, and I wanted to work on other books. I have at least 10 more book ideas that God has placed on my heart in different stages. Some in the outlining phase, some just brainstorming phase, some I've written like first chapters of and snippets of with some scenes here and there. So there's so many books in this head that just need to come out of me. And so I was like, well, I've written this one for years, I just need to get it out and then write more, and then get it out and write more. But that was really one other reason as well that really encouraged me to go towards independently publishing. Another reason why I actually leaned more towards independently publishing The One Who Knows Me is because of creative control. I know a lot of indie authors, this is one of their top reasons, but it's actually a really good reason, the fact that you can actually control a lot of things. Because if you think about it, it is your business. Like, it is the Love Qualified Press is my author business. Like, I invest in it, I own it, and I make the decisions, I take the risks. I decide on cover design, I decide on marketing strategies, I decide on the content of the book, what's actually going to go into the book. I decide on the platforms where the book is going to be available. I decide the formats. So a lot of things go into publishing a book, and it takes a lot of, there's so many different stages. You have that control. Yes, that control can also be a bad thing because you can make mistakes. That's why it takes a lot of research and learning from other people. Over the last few years, I've followed authors, both independently published authors and traditionally published authors, on YouTube, on Instagram, in the web. I've listened to interviews, I've listened to podcasts, just other authors, like what they do, and successful authors as well, like what they do, how their marketing strategies, the things that they try. And I was like, well, if they can be successful in those things, I can at least try. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but if they tried and it worked for them, I would like to try. And so that was one thing that got me really excited about it, the fact that I have all this creative control to choose the covers that I love, to put a message in the book that God has given me. And I know that the same way He gave me, that's the same way that I'm going to pass it on to my readers, not having anyone, you know, sort of twist my message or bend my message or try to make me cut out some things. I liked having that control, and I actually enjoy doing those things, marketing stuff, like choosing what sort of marketing strategies to do. I enjoy that process. I enjoy taking those risks and coming out of the other end, you know, seeing sales on the other end and seeing that your strategies are working. All of that is quite exciting for me. I've always had an entrepreneurial kind of spirit about me, and I have tried a few times to set up a business before. I used to have an Etsy shop before. I even sell like a downloadable print on my website, and I've always wanted to have like a side hustle. I've always wanted to do something other than my day job, which is a physician associate by this. So I work in healthcare. I work with so many people, very busy, very physically draining, but also rewarding. But I've also always wanted to do something on the side. And when I saw this opportunity to turn this passion into a business, I was very excited about it, and I said I was going to give it a try. So yeah, given that, you know, all these different reasons, what made me actually make up my mind to self-publish my first novel, will I always stick with self-publishing? Well, for now, like this series, particularly the Sovereign Love series, they're all gonna be indie published. So book 2, The One Who Loves Me, will be coming out May 2022, 21st of May 2022. Book 3 will be coming out next year by God's grace. And so if you want to follow the journey of how I publish these books, then subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. You can sign up to my free author newsletter. You get behind the scenes of all my processes, what I'm doing, my publishing journey, author journey, the things that I'm doing behind the scenes that you don't see every day on social media, on YouTube. If you want to follow that behind the scenes and book news, then please subscribe to my free author newsletter. I'm also looking for people to help me join my book launch team for The One Who Loves Me. If you would want to help me reveal the cover in April, and you'd like to get a free, like an advanced reader copy, so a free copy ebook of The One Who Loves Me, so you can read and provide an honest review, then please sign up for free to join my book launch team. All the links are in my bio. If you haven't checked out The One Who Knows Me, then the links are in the bio as well. I'd love for you to check it out and let me know what you think of it. If you are an indie author, or you're considering indie publishing, let me know down below why you've chosen to go this path. Or if you're a traditionally published author, or you're pursuing traditional publishing, I would love to know as well why you've chosen to go this path. Like I said, everyone's journey is different. This is my journey. This video wasn't made to sort of coerce you into choosing, or convince you to go the self-publishing route. I was just sharing my journey and why I chose self-publishing at this present time. In the future, I still plan to query some standalone books for there's some standalone novel ideas which I have, and I still do plan to query those. So yeah, I plan, my ultimate plan is to be a hybrid author, so God willing. So if I find an agent, I can publish some books traditionally, but also still publish books independently as well, because I don't think that all the ideas I have would fit the traditional publishing market. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think of it. If you want to share anything, or asking me any questions about publishing or writing, then ask me in the comments down below. Like I said, like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.